NNRG.
So the mystery game this time around is Katakis, or Katakis? I'm not entirely certain how it's pronounced, but I have no idea what this game's about, so let's just start it up. So it's a disk file, I'm gonna auto start it. The only thing I do know is that when I was quickly looking up details online, it seems like this is like one of the most popular games on the Commodore 64, so... Okay, so we got a Rainbow Arts Presents. So, I think Rainbow Arts is actually the company that made this game? So do we not have... Is this, like, not cracked or something? Like, we've encountered games like that before. This doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Do I press... Oh, I just pressed the space bar. Okay. It's an interesting way of showing the stuff load. Okay, that was weird. Oh, the game is cracked. It's just that for some reason it was showing the actual logo for the game, for the company that made the game first. Anyways, it says here, just a few words to the game to be sure that the loader works 100% perfectly. Better turn off all other drives, except drive number 8. Well, the game has got some little bugs. For example, the 2-player mode. The pointed life display of the second player will be not directly shown. There are even more bugs. Better avoid the 2-player game at all. So, you cracked the game, but you didn't crack it properly. Got it. I mean, from what I understand in terms of these cracking groups back in the day, is that there was a certain thing in terms of, a certain notoriety in terms of being first to do something, but doing it like this, trying to be first by screwing up half the experience, which would be like the 2-player mode, I don't know if that counts or not, but because I really don't know a lot about the whole demo scene, cracking group stuff. So, anyways, let's just move on from here. Okay, so we got trainer high score. Gonna skip the trainers because I don't need them. Okay, we've got ourselves a title screen, and this is a pretty what's the word? There's a lot going on this title screen. We've got the little orb in the middle with the lightning. We've got the parallaxing. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't have loaded the high scores, because those are some offensive high scores up there. Okay, so I tried restarting the program, but the high scores are permanently saved on the disk, so I can't get rid of the offensive high scores. So I'm just gonna have to blank them out. Whatever. Okay, can you please go back to the main menu so I can see what those options were? I mean, the music's cool at least, so we got that parallaxing background, the star effect back there. Okay, so we got 1-player, 2-player, teamwork, and pause. Okay, so it's good to know that F7 is pause. Doesn't do anything right now, but... And F1 for 1-player. So... Not really sure what to expect here. I didn't look up any details about the game or anything, other than its existence. Let's do some more... Okay, it looks like it's gonna be a shooter. Okay, and I've got like a bar at the bottom. Can I... Okay, so I can hold the charge up. Okay, so it's gonna be... I'm trying to think what game... Oh. This is R-Type. Okay, so R-Type was a really popular shooter, and one of the cruxes of R-Type was that you would have this sort of like... You'd be able to charge your shots, but you also had this sort of thing that attached to the front of your ship that acted like... kind of like a defense, but it also was a weapon as well. So that seems to be what we're going for here, is this seems to be an R-Type clone of some sort. And I'm kind of getting myself destroyed here, so let's try to not do that. Okay, that didn't go so well. Let's try that again. Okay, take 2. That was a very short first run, so hopefully we can do a little better this time. I guess now would probably be a good time to point out that I'm actually not good at R-Type. I don't know what it was about the original R-Type, but for some reason it just didn't click with me. Like, Gradius I could handle fine, Raiden I could handle fine, R-Type just... no. I'm not entirely certain why I had so much trouble with it. Well, we've got our little satellite at the front of our ship again. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, the satellite can actually block attacks, so maybe I need to be using it in a more defensive manner to survive this. Oh, I'm getting some sub-weapons now. Well, that didn't last long. Okay, this is hard. I'm gonna need to be a little careful here, because the difficulty seems to be pretty high for this one, which doesn't surprise me. R-Type was a hard game too. Okay, take 3. Maybe we can actually make it past this first area. I think the main problem I'm running into here is that you have a very big ship compared to how much screen space you have, so it makes it really difficult to... Oh wait, what is... It took it a little while to actually connect to my ship there. Like, maybe there's a way, because if I'm remembering correctly, in R-Type you can detach the pod, but so far the only buttons I have are for firing. Well, because that's the only button there is on the Commodore 64 joystick. Oh, I got a laser! There we go, now we're blasting through everything. Like, maybe there's a way we can detach the pod. The only thing I could think of is maybe spacebar, because that's the only... That's kind of the only button you can reliably hit. So, but there's so much action going on. Oh, that cleared everything. And the game just crashed. I have a funny feeling, just based on what just happened here, that maybe this needs to be recorded, or needs to be played in PAL format. Because I got it in NTSC format right now. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, I've got it in PAL mode now, so hopefully we won't get it crashing again. Because usually that kind of a crash like that is does signify like running out of CPU power or something. And the reason why so many Commodore 64 games require PAL format is just by nature of the fact that you get more CPU power that way. Of course, this means the game's going to run a little slower. Not a lot slower. Like, there is a difference in speed, but we're talking about a difference between 50 frames per second and 60 frames per second. So going from 60 to 50 is basically a 1/6 decrease in speed. Whereas if you were playing a PAL game at NTSC speed, that's a 20% increase. So like, I mean, it's noticeable, but it's not like super significant. It's not going to make a huge difference to the actual difficulty of a game. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Oh wait, I got through it. Okay. Okay, got the lasers again. So, yeah, what was I talking about before? Like, with R-Type, you had the ability to launch your satellite forward, and I was positing that maybe spacebar would do that, but I kind of need a moment to take my finger off the fire button to be able to even attempt this, because there's a lot going on right now. Okay, we didn't crash at this point again, so that kind of tells me that, yeah, it just sort of ran out of CPU power or something. Oh wait, we got, like, the boss? Okay. How do I... This boss... Whoa. Okay, what is going on? Did I just, like, phase through the boss or something? What's going on? I am not quite sure what's happening right now. I guess it gives me a chance, like, pressing spacebar... Oh yes, pressing spacebar does launch your satellite forward. But there's no boss on screen anymore. And... Huh. Methinks this particular download of the game may not be working properly. Like, I mean, we already had an admission in the little cracking intro there that whatever person cracked this one didn't get the two-player mode working properly. So maybe there's more of this that isn't working properly. Because it didn't seem like I was doing any damage to the boss, and then the boss just moved right through me, and now it's like... I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, well maybe if I use the laser against the boss, maybe that'll have a different effect. Oh wait, that's where I gotta shoot it. Okay. so that was actually really easy. So I guess the boss just had like a very specific weak spot you had to shoot down. But that was still weird that the boss just phased through me and then was just gone. Oh, well, I think I'm just gonna keep the laser then. So not picking up the green power-up the next time I see it. So yeah, that power-up right there, not picking it up because I want to keep the laser. Oh wait, what did I pick up now? Okay, I seem to have like a force field and also rebounding lasers. Okay. Okay, so the red power-up are the fast forward-firing lasers. And then blue was those reflecting lasers. And then green is... Oh wait, that was a lot of blue power-ups. Maybe I should have gone for the blue there. Oh wait, the green actually... Are there two different kinds of greens? I'm not sure what's going on with the power-up system, because some of the colors seem to not always do the same thing. Because yeah, I just picked up a red power-up and I still don't have lasers again. I'm really not certain what's going on with this power-up system. Okay, so for this boss, maybe I should try launching... Oh, trying to figure out where the... Like, it seems to have a weak point somewhere. And if you can find that weak point, then you can take it out. And there also seem to be gray power-ups, but I'm not quite sure if those actually do anything. There's definitely some variety to the power-ups, though, and variety to the weapons. It's just I'm not 100% certain how to take advantage of them yet. So, like, when I picked up that green power-up there, it put, like, a green tick down in the lower section there. So it's keeping track of something with these power-ups. I'm just not 100% certain what. Okay, let's try to figure out where the weak spot on this boss is. Let me use some charged shots. Okay, it looks like it's that... It looks like it might be that red thing way at the back, but how are you supposed to normally shoot that? And it doesn't look like there's any continues, so if you die, or rather if you lose all of your lives, you go back to the start of the game. So, that's not ideal, but, you know, it's not unexpected either. So yeah, I just got my first red pip, and that enabled these lasers here. But then I picked up another red power-up, and I didn't get another red pip, so I'm not entirely certain what's up with that. Okay, we're coming up to the first boss again. Let's see if I can, if I just stay at the top, if I'm able to... No, that doesn't damage it. So, how did the lasers do it before? Like, am I supposed... Okay, the boss hit me that time. What was I supposed to shoot? Okay, you know what? I am going to quickly look up a manual to this game, because I'm clearly missing something important, given the fact that the bosses seem to be mostly invulnerable? Like, that doesn't make... But there's, like, clearly a spot that you can hit, but you can't normally hit it? I don't know, something weird's going on. Okay, so I've gotten a little more information on what's going on here. So I think what's going on in terms of me being confused with the power-ups that I'm picking up is that the orbs are different from the crystals. So the orbs are just going to look like plain orbs, but the crystals will have those extra little bits coming off of them. And those are actually different. So the crystals are used to upgrade your overall capabilities and to provide new features, whereas the orbs are what actually give you the raw power for the different capabilities you have, like either shooting or the missiles or whichever. And then the other thing I was looking up too is that with the bosses, it seems like every boss has an extremely precise spot you have to hit in order to defeat the boss. But that it doesn't take that many shots to actually do so once you figure out where that spot is. So yeah, that was like the green crystal I just picked up, which changed the format of the weapons that I'm firing. Whereas if I was to pick up... Oh, there's the shield orb. So I actually got one of those early. So yeah, the orbs, that's the yellow orb, that one clears the screen. And then that's a red crystal, not a red orb, so that'll give me the lasers. And then the red orb there simply makes my attacks more powerful. So yeah, the red crystal isn't going to do anything now because I already have the lasers. And if I want to keep the lasers, I want to make sure not to pick up a differently colored crystal. But the orbs are all fine. So yeah, I don't want the green crystal because I want to keep the lasers. But, I knew that green orb was right near the rocks and I went for it anyways. Ooh, already get the lasers, never mind. So even though I know what I'm doing now, it's still a hard game. Okay, that's odd. The F key suddenly stopped working. And the menu's not even changing to the high scores anymore. I think I soft-locked the title screen? How did I do that? Okay, it was definitely the game, because I simply reset the emulation and loaded the game back up, and it's still working fine. So it wasn't the emulator, it was the game that soft-locked. So that was weird. But yeah, so now that I understand the difference between the orbs and the crystals, I should have an easier time... Well, I say that just as I get destroyed. I should have an easier time figuring out what I should pick up and what I should avoid. Okay, that's nice. Getting the shield very near the start. The blue orbs seem to be pretty rare, but... Oh, the shield doesn't actually last that long. Okay, that's good to know that there's a time limit on the shields. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Look at the bottom of the screen there. You see how there's 3 different symbols? There's like the left symbol, which is sort of like almost like an arrow of some kind. The middle one is like a missile or a bomb or something, and then the one at the far right is kind of like almost like some sort of like enveloping thing, because it's the shield. So yeah, what's going on is that the bottom area is indicating the level of power between the 3 different colored orb things you can get. So the red, green, and blue orbs. Whereas the crystals, it's just directly affecting what weapons you're using. So yeah, I've already picked up 3 of these things, so I should have like some pretty good attack power now. Okay, we should be coming up to the boss. There's going to be a very specific spot that needs to be hit. There it is. Okay, that's a kind of a tricky, well, it's not so tricky with the lasers, but I imagine it's probably tricky to find that spot if you're just using, like, the normal shots, because you don't seem to get as many shots out with the normal ones. Because it seems like there's a limit to how many shots you can have on screen at a time, but because the lasers fire so fast, you can outpace that limit. Okay, so let's see if we can actually get some decent things going. Okay, I don't want the green crystal because I want to keep these lasers. Although maybe I should, because I don't have a downward firing attack. Maybe I should have gone for the green crystal. Okay, there's the green crystal again. Although it just occurred to me it's not going to matter at first because the first crystal you pick up actually is what gives you the satellite at the front of your ship, and then you have to collect crystals beyond that to actually get the proper upgraded weapons and everything. Also, when I was looking up information on this game, it seems that there's 12 levels in total, and so far we've made it to the second one. Because apparently this game is really tough. Which, you know what? Par for the course. It's a 2D shooter. 2D shooters are supposed to be hard. And then, as I've said before, R-Type is just, for some reason, it's not a shooter that I was able to really click with. And I've never been entirely certain why not. But I think it just might have something to do with the fact that you are controlling this, like, special satellite thing, and I just probably never got the hang of that. Because even right now, I'm finding it difficult to determine when I should detach it, versus when I should just keep it at the front of the ship. Although here in Katakis here, it does seem like you get some blocking going on with having this in front of your ship. So it does seem a little more defensive in that regards, although I kind of forget how well the satellite could do that in R-Type. It's been a long time since I've played R-Type last, so one thing that's neat though is you can actually blast away some of the obstacles that get in your way, which I'm not sure if it's limited to just like the red colored obstacles or if it's all obstacles. It seems like it's the red ones which are easier to take out if it is all of them, but I want to try to at least get to level 3, because I feel like I have enough skill to be able to do that, especially since we've gotten as far as the second level boss so far. But I keep dying in the stupidest ways because you have a really giant ship. What I'm trying to say is I'm used to 2D shooters having a little more flexibility with the hit detection, but this one doesn't give that to you. You have a very large hitbox, so you've got to protect yourself really well. Okay, I've got some shields now, I've got some weapon power. Maybe I can survive this better now? So is the shield gonna... Okay, that's interesting. The shield goes away, but you actually keep the blue pip on the bar at the bottom? It's a little weird, but, you know, whatever. Probably means the next time I get a shield, it'll maybe work better. Because then I'll have 2 pips down there instead of just 1. I don't actually know. Okay, made it to the first boss again. This should go real fast because I have a lot of... yeah, I have a lot of weapon power. 4 pips of weapon power at the bottom there. So yeah, that boss was not gonna survive. And yeah, for this second level here, I think I want to switch to one of the other weapon types. So right now... Okay, there's the green one. So this might help in terms of dealing with some of these enemies that are on the floors and the ceilings. And I like that I got the shield going right now, because it means I don't have to worry too much about taking hits. But I don't know when the shield... Yeah, it's already gone there. So I'm not entirely certain how those mechanics are playing out. Okay, I've got a full red bar now, which means I'm probably doing as much damage as I possibly can. Oh no, wait, it just reset? Or wait, I'm still firing, like, the really powerful shots, so... Maybe you can actually have more than a full bar? Like, maybe you can have, like, multiple full bars worth? Okay, well, I had to switch to the rebounding lasers there because there wasn't enough room to bypass them, but seem to be doing okay. Okay, we got the boss coming up here, so there's going to be a very specific spot that needs to be hit, and clearly that wasn't it. Well, that's interesting. I still have powered up attacks. So it looks like if you can fully max out one of the bars, it actually keeps those power-ups. So that's interesting. But yeah, you have to be very light with the controls here, because it just takes very subtle movements to get around. And yeah, I want to try to keep the green weapon here, because I like that it's catching things really easily with all the different stuff going on. Okay, let's see if we can find where the weak spot is with this boss here. So, it's gonna be somewhere. Gotta make subtle movements, try and find it. Oh wait, I found it! Somewhere in this middle section here, right there. That's where it is. Got him! Okay. So knowing that the bosses have extremely precise weak spots is very good to know. Because that actually makes it possible to survive. And we've made it to level 3. And we're already under assault by a bunch of enemies, so... well, was under assault. I do also like that there is different music for the different levels. Like, that doesn't always happen with these games. Oh, the enemies are coming from behind. That's what was messing me up there. Okay, we're all ready to game over again. Jeez, do you even get any extra lives in this game? I don't know. So that was Katakis, or Katakis, or however it's pronounced. And it's essentially an R-Type clone. But it's an R-Type clone that had some serious effort put into it. So it's got some good graphics, it's got some good music, it's got questionable high score table entries, which I'm gonna guess is from the people who cracked it and nothing to do with the actual defaults, but yeah, the gameplay's perfectly fine. It took a little to get into the... it definitely needed reading the instructions to learn exactly what was going on with the power-ups and everything, but once I had that figured out, it was easier to keep myself in a state that I felt was effective for dealing with the obstacles I knew were ahead of me, or didn't know were ahead of me, because level 3 just absolutely destroyed me there, because I had no idea the enemies were going to start coming from behind, but yeah, I totally get why this is considered one of the best games on the C64, so there you go. Definitely worth playing if you like 2D shooters.